Dr. Thayer, Andy Marshall, the Pentagon, thinking strategically, understanding the next war that was coming up, as she kind of told us yesterday, it's against the Chinese Communist Party, sir.
It is indeed, and what Xi said, of course, was incredibly aggressive. I mean, he came out like a boxer, throwing punches, not landing any, right? Incredibly ineffective, like George Foreman against Muhammad Ali, right? And President Trump parried him, right? He did not engage the way I think Xi wanted him to. And it really underscores, first, the aggression of Xi Jinping, his determination to take Taiwan, his determination to execute successfully the war against the United States. And it also shows really how dangerous he is because of that aggression. And when we reflect on that, right, we can see that the idea that he's clinging to, the Thucydides trap, is completely inappropriate. Communist China is a declining challenger. It's not a rising challenger, it's a declining challenger. And the United States is, in comparison, in relative power terms, far better off in terms of maintaining its power. So Xi's really betraying his hand, right? He's made very crude efforts, again, like a really naive boxer, very aggressive boxer, or again, as Xi likes to say, showing the blade in an effort to intimidate President Trump. It's not working. It's having the reverse effect here. And with President Trump's truth, right, you saw how he parried that. He's not going to engage, and he's not going to treat Xi as the rival that Xi wants to be treated, right? He wants to be seen as the equal of the United States and surpassing the United States. And President Trump just isn't biting on that. That's very wise to do. So I think the meeting yesterday was a political warfare disaster for Xi Jinping. He overplayed his hand, and the consequences of that are going to be disastrous. If he hadn't said that, if he had just essentially abided by what Chinese leaders traditionally did, all the fruit would have dropped in his lap, right? He had all the businesses there. All he had to do was mouth essentially some platitudes.
Would Deng Xiaoping or Zhou Enlai or Mao Zedong, maybe Mao, we got to leave it off to the side. He's a different breed of cat. But would Zhou Enlai or Deng Xiaoping ever bring up the Thucydides trap and do it at the very opening in the Great Hall, the very first 5 minutes of the meeting, when you're essentially once it's translated, you're putting the guy on the spot, saying that you're nice, but you're a declining power. We're a rising power, and this could be win-win if you go along with us, but if you go the other way, there's going to be a catastrophic war, and that's a catastrophic war we're prepared to do because we think we're going to win. Would Deng Xiaoping ever do that?
No, he was far too great a strategist, right? One of the greatest strategists of the 20th century, Deng Xiaoping, and he would have never done that. What Xi showed is really how dangerous he is, and how he's determined to bring about very dramatic changes in Taiwan against the United States, and the aggression that he showed, of course, was clear to all to see. And again, Trump has handled that extremely well in that. So Xi's trying to cover up fundamentally his weakness. His economy they're in the doldrums. Xi does not have a solution to this, right? Leninist governments can't get out of this, the spiral that they find themselves in.
Well, one of the ways they get out of it is the West bails them out. I mean, Larry Fink and Steve Schwartzman and Elon Musk and Wong and all that crowd, they're over there. Tim Apple, that whole crowd is over there to essentially bail out the Chinese Communist Party, to make investments, to bring their business back in after this horrific run that U.S. businesses have had.